Okay, we're on.
All right, sorry for the delay, everyone. Starting this meeting at 6:38. This is the second, I think, budget workshop, or maybe the third, I don't remember. Yeah, the third budget workshop meeting of the for the 23-24 school year. And I have to do a roll call to see who's here. Mrs. Albright, Ms. Bell, Mr. Jurek,
Yes.
Ms. Leone, Ms. Olafson, yes, Mr. Rittenhouse, Mr. Scott, Mr. Strobel,
Yes.
Ms. Thompson.
Here.
All right. Okay, and so I'm sorry, I vapor locked there for a second. I'm going to give this over to Ms. Haynes to discuss where we are, unless Mr. Lelig wants to, I don't know, whoever wants to do what.
If I did it before, something happened and it was recording. I don't want to record it.
What's your budget total?
I've never seen it recorded before, and I usually do it again. Why is it listening? I've never had it listen before. Why in the world? See? They're watching.
I don't know.
I don't know. I've never had it come up. I've never had that happen.
He's been doing it for years. We didn't tell you.
Oh, we got a picture of you on the screen. I was gonna watch that on the screen. I have that. Have you ever had that happen? Not recorded,
Is it PowerPoint? Is it PowerPoint?
It is. It's only 5 slides, but it's recording for some reason.
Yeah.
I've never had it recorded.
Touch the button.
You touched a button.
There's a record button on it. That way you can actually sit down and record it, and then play it back when you get
Yeah, I
into it.
understand the comment, but why would I do that?
I have no idea.
We're already recording.
There's a record button right there. See the red dot to your left? Right there.
Yeah, that's what we were playing with it, but. Yeah, just listen.
Are we letting Kevin be the technical director here?
No, Mr. Volker is trying to assist.
Are we letting Russ speak since he hasn't been here?
Oh, that's mean.
That's right, Kevin. I'm going to drive up to the parking lot, brother. You better be happy.
He's coming back bigger and better than ever.
I have a special thing on your seat for
We
you.
got
That's
it?
right.
All right, we're ready.
All right.
Okay, so this is May 2nd, this is our third workshop. You know, the first one was basically going over the preliminary budget. The second one was where we had the administrators come in and defend or ask questions or answer questions for each one of their individual budgets. And now we're at the proposed final. This is where we're just proposing, this is where we're at. It'll bring us into June, so you all can decide. I understand, but I always have to say I stick to the same rules. Everything should be incremental. Tax increases should always be incremental because you don't want to surprise the taxpayers. I know you all do what you need to do, but as the CFO, or the CFO, he agrees too, right?
Yes.
It should always be incremental.
He agrees.
Incremental. But anyway. All right, so we went through the budget. Remember the last time we were here, the only thing that I really didn't have in there was I don't put in the revenues that were proposed by the governor because we're very conservative. We wait till that is actually approved. And it was the teacher's contract that we were waiting for. All the other pieces are kind of in the budget already.
Do you know what he proposed? I know it's not
I
locked in.
have a slide.
Okay.
I'll show you exactly what it is. So this is a familiar slide. This shows us the Act One index that shows where we came from, whatever, and where we are right now. So we have at 1.7249, which equates millage-wise is to 1.99 or $2 million. Basically. All right, so the Act One index, this is where I caution you. This is why we do incremental increases, because the Act One index is high right now, but it will go back down. And you're not going to have the ability to raise the taxes where you need to raise them, so incremental is best. This is our calendar. It shows where we took the short route, which with the Act One index up, we don't need to leave the window open for the exceptions and all that. We never go above the Act One index ever. So there was no point in going the long route and taking the extra necessary or the extra steps. It wasn't necessary. So we went the short way. So here we are right now. We are at the for public display. So we have to adopt a proposed final by May 8th, with 30 days prior to the final adoption, which will be June 12th. So we're going to propose May 8th will be a special voting meeting, so we can adopt the proposed and let it sit. And finally, this is where the budget, the projected revenue is to stand. It's looking year-over-year change of $603 or $604,000 extra in BEF, and for special education, it is $264,000 increase in special ed. So basically about $850 more in revenue that is the proposed governor's budget that I do not have in the numbers you have here. So,
And that's what we've done historically, just for
We
everybody,
always
everybody
have.
who might be new, that we don't, you know, the governor's budget, you know, we always want to get all the money he wants us to have, he or she. Just kidding, it's always been a he. But it's an aspirational document,
right.
you know, so we don't necessarily always get what they ask for.
Stay conservative and be surprised. All right, so we went in and we added the teacher, that came to like 880 or something with salary and benefits. Then we went in and did some cuts where we needed to do the cuts that the other department heads had brought into.
And for the folks listening here and at home, the additional money for teachers is for the 1-year extension that has not been adopted yet. But that's what we're going to be voting on, that hopefully on the 15th. And so, you know, we need to have that money in this presentation to figure out where our budget is.
And what account number is that money stuff?
That would be in the 100s.
In the
That you
100s.
have your teacher professional, and then you'll be down in 220 and 230, which is right down in the next section. So we added the money in. We took out some of the other money that was discussed at our March meeting, and the net effect was like 518 or 20,000, something like that. So instead of having to go the full 800, we were able to bring it down some and only add $518,000. So we still are budgeting at a deficit. Of course, that's where my incremental tax increases are important.
Yep. Where is our, where's the fund balance number? Like ending fund balance, where it says ending fund balance maybe. So the ending fund balance at the end of this year, is that $1.7 million number of unassigned?
Yes,
Okay, and then.
that's what we're projecting now. Now, we haven't I've cut off POs.
That's what I was wondering where we were with, you know, I think that's not that far from where we thought we would be at the end of this year. But I just wondered where we were with, you know, I know that you've got some last minute, like, did this money get spent? Did that money get spent? Yeah.
And the tuition comes in, we never know when that unexpected bill, we hope that
Right.
we have it all in there.
Right.
Remember, 500s are very hard to budget for, So we try to budget high there and then make sure everything's in there.
Okay,
I know there were a couple things, I had already moved a lot of money, like $300,000 or $400,000 had to be moved over for them already.
okay,
So we're just waiting to see those final numbers come in.
okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
Oh, you didn't
Okay.
be ready. Well, that's
Okay.
basically, I mean, we are where we are.
Yeah.
I've given a lot of information over the last couple meetings. I mean, there's nothing else I have. I just entertain questions.
I wanted to ask, I was told that Act One money from the feds, that, or Title, is it Title One money from the feds that it just came out last week or?
Okay, Title I, we're down $30,000 in Title I, that just came out.
Okay, so it'll be down 30,000 from where it is now, so it's like 50, is that under 8514 on this, on the front page?
That'll be down $30,000.
Yeah, so it'll be like at 412, okay,
Yes.
okay. Dr. Cooper gave me a pen that didn't work.
Kathleen, 500 on other
And I
purchase
think it might just be
services,
the paper.
it's up almost close to $1.7 million or $1.8 million. I was wondering
Try that one.
what the thought was there, too. $1.8 million.
The 580 to 599?
No, I'm looking at 9.6 million to 11.11 to 11,063,000.
500.
Total post,
So we have the charter
Total payroll
schools that go
benefits.
up
Other purchase services.
and tuition and other. I mean, you look at 500,000 just for 261 to 269, 561 to 569, which is your tuition
Where's
and
that?
your charter.
If you look under 500, it's like 562 and then 561 to 69. That seems to be where a lot of the increase is.
I definitely, I budget all the way. That's where you might have some money that might be left at the end of the year, or we might exceed that budget, because you never know who's moving in and out of the district.
Okay.
And those numbers that you have there, you're trying to base that on where you anticipate things going, or what you already know as far as people?
What we know, this is
What you
their
already know.
budgeting. Special ed has been doing a lot better with their budgeting.
Yes.
So they have their list of people, and then.
All right.
So I feel that that's a good number.
Okey doke. All right. Anybody have any detailed questions for Ms. Haynes or Mr. Lelick? Or non-detailed, they don't have to be detailed.
And when we look at charter school tuitions, and I get that, so I'm really hoping this year that we can come out with that, the virtual stuff that we planned. Is that still on the table? Is that something we're going to complete this year? Did we miss it last year?
No, we are implementing the integrated learning for the
That's the first piece,
23-24. Yes, the courses are built,
Okay.
and they're working on the scheduling now.
Because there might be an opportunity for us to actually market to those, we know who they are, so it might be an opportunity for us to market to them and try and bring them back into the district.
I mean, I personally feel like I see an increase in the amount of people switching to like cyber charter.
I am
Is that-
too.
Do you feel like that's happening? Or is it...
Our numbers have been staying consistent. If you take a look at our most recent enrollment, the most recent enrollment in the last meeting, because we have that on the projections and where we're at, we're hovering about 35 students that are in our BOL, which is the Berks Online Learning through the
Out of
BCIU.
K-12, like K-12, there's only 35 students.
Yeah, 35, 38.
Yeah, I think the last one, I didn't look, the one that just came out, the one before the report that came out before that, I think it was at 40. We're normally around 30 during a school year that go to a cyber or a brick and mortar charter, so it's mostly cyber in our district because the brick and mortar are farther away.
Yeah, when I was looking at the numbers that came out for April, I thought what I saw was private and parochial school was a little less than 300, and then like other beyond that, which would be what, charter school, magnet school, I guess, and cyber learning of some sort, also a little less than 300 total. Does that sound right? Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and although those numbers, go up and down a little bit, I hadn't noticed that they were much different year over year
Really?
than about
I
that.
just see more and more parents like.
And I don't know if that's anecdotally, because I seem to notice that I have more people that I know that are putting their kids in charter schools, but maybe I just didn't know anybody that was doing it before. Because the numbers are really not changing that much. You know what I mean?
I just pulled the one up from April, and it was, we have 39 in our.
Oh, yeah, I was including everything.
I'm talking about the
39
virtual.
in the cyber.
39 in the cyber that are in our BOL, we call it Blazer Virtual. 28 of those are high school, so the other 11 are from,
Wait,
That's ours.
that's,
that's our.
it's, but we contract through the Berks Online Learning right now. That's what
So
we're.
that's still
That is
included
what
in
we're
this.
bringing back into the district next year through our integrated learning.
Do you
So-
know how many are using like PA Cyber Academy or
That's in that stuff that gets sent to us every month, and you should have an email.
on the enrollment
That
list?
is there.
Oh, that is-
8 in 21st century, 4 in
Yeah, there's
achievement,
a second.
6 in
there's like
Agora,
4 or 5 pages.
1
of,
in AIM.
of the document, and it's in there.
Okay,
What kind of dollars per student then will come back in with bringing them
Because
from
we
Berks
have to
County
pay-
Online?
Depends on who we're getting them back from.
If Berks Online is,
39 students coming back,
I
right?
don't know the exact amount, but
Ballpark.
it's about 35, 4.
I mean, from the bills that we pay to Imagine Learning, it's over $160,000
For
For all
for
the
our
kids?
students.
For our
that
students.
use, yeah, for
And so-
Blazer Virtual Academy.
once we have that, they have to come back to us, is that correct? Because we're not going to go to Berks County Online anymore, so we're bringing that money back into the house.
Correct.
About 4
How much
grand.
is it gonna cost us?
160. I mean,
It's our-
we're
it's our
160.
teachers.
We're going to keep that.
Okay.
It shouldn't cost us any more money to do it. I mean, so it's just,
Uh,
it's the idea. That's
Does-
great.
Does
That's good
every
news.
charter academy charge differently? Like-
Yes, they charge
Yeah.
differently, depends if a student's a special ed student, if they're a regular ed student. I mean, that can range anywhere from,
That's based on our 363 rate, which is posted
Right.
on our website.
yeah. I mean, you're
Do you
talking,
ever
it's,
ask like parents why they're pulling them, or because a lot of them might get the answers because they're being bullied, or, like
Sometimes
specifically
they
the
have
middle
special
school level.
Sometimes they have special interests, like
right.
they're playing ice hockey and
Right.
tennis in North Carolina, or
I mean, our largest is Commonwealth Charter Academy, which is a cyber, 34 students.
I know this isn't the meeting, but at one point or another, what meeting would it be at? In what area? Do we ever talk about, marketing to these people? I mean, it's a story well told. It's everything gets sold, right? So, putting together a story well told on how to bring them back, why to bring them back, that type of stuff. I don't know if we have something in place already or not, or.
Right
when is that?
now, I thought that it
Yes,
was.
Angie was gonna say
Oh,
something.
okay.
Sorry, Angie.
Yeah, I apologize.
I'd like to see what we're doing right now work.
Okay.
Like, and get things worked out before we start bringing everybody back.
I got
but- And then definitely start bringing.
Crawl, walk, run works, and it really does, and I get it. I just was wondering, because you start planning that, when it comes time to push the button, it's all done, that's all. That's good.
Yeah, I guess we had really hoped that we would see some of that come back by now, but then, COVID and other things. Yeah.
When they come back, it'll be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's gonna be good.
Anyone else have any concerns to talk about? So this budget, we only have 4 of us here, so we don't have a quorum. But unless, except for that, like, one change, I think, that needs to be made to update the Title I numbers, just so it's right,
Oh, it'll be ready for the.
For the
last
8th.
meeting. When we go to the final, your revenue.
We'll do that.
You know by then with the governor. We'll have all those numbers in there, right?
Okay.
I estimate that title
Right,
conservatively,
right.
so it might already be reflected in that number.
All right. Now, for the 8th, do we have to have what our tax millage is to be?
No.
That's what I thought.
That's you do that through 12.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, you don't set that till the 12th. This is just a preliminary budget.
Yeah, I didn't
It has to
remember
be
if,
approved
yeah.
by the board, so it can sit for public view for 30 days.
Yep, okay. So,
Incremental.
noted. Your opinion's noted.
Duty note.
So
You
we
might wanna
don't,
ask her what she
have the
thinks.
ability, we don't have the ability to forward this on with the budget workshops.
We got Russ.
Like thumbs up.
Hold on, we got 4 of us. Got Russ.
We only have 3.
1, 2,
We're
3,
on
and Russ.
the phone.
Well, this isn't a committee.
you need-
Yeah,
yeah.
this is a meeting of the
Gotcha.
board, yeah, so I need 5. But we're going to have a special voting meeting. We'll be able to have some discussions at that time.
About the incremental?
No. But I'm sure, so, you know, that discussion it might fall from, flow from there, but, we don't really have to be setting that number until June. But, without, I don't see any major deviations from what we discussed before. Again, we all know that it's not, it hasn't been voted on, but the numbers that are in here reflect what that teacher contract extension would cost us if we were to vote on it, yes on it. I'm trying not to put the cart before the horse. The new salaries for the new business manager for Mr. Lellig and Mr. Volker are in there.
Everything's good.
All right. And did you apply yeah, we don't have to know who gets what, right? But you applied the increase for Act 93?
Yes.
All right, yeah, so, I mean, it's as accurate as it's going to get, yeah, right now. So, anybody have anything that they want to bring up that they think the number looks off, looks too high, looks too low, before we're going to vote on it on Monday? Just, again, to get a preliminary budget for people to be able to look at for 30 days, as is required by law.
Proposed budget.
Yeah. Anybody?
Once, twice. Can we talk about incremental? I'm sorry.
Incremental.
I'd say, can we talk about that?
We can. It's the budget meeting.
I think you really need to hold back and start telling us how you really feel. You know what I mean?
Incremental.
I know. And again, remember that I think there's a good chance that there will be additional monies from the state in our disbursement starting July 1. Or, if it could be like 2009 and we could not get a budget until October. That was fun. And,
Remember, we already restricted the debt, so we will be okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
it'll be all right.
Oh, that is another thing. So, I know that's not the budget discussion, but what we've always done before is we put the money that we think we can count on in this document, so we're not living off of dreams and hopes and dreams. They're great, but they're not great for a budget.
There'll be something. If you figure, if they give us the 850 and we actually get 160.
Right,
back,
exactly.
That's almost $1 million.
Right,
I mean, just
exactly.
those two things. And so.
And,
it makes a big difference.
and that's almost what happened last year. I think it was 837 or something like that we ended up with that we didn't think we were going
Really good
to.
stuff.
And so, okay. Mr. Jurek, I know that it's harder to look at it on a computer screen. Just do me a favor, and if there's anything that you're concerned about that you're bringing up to Kathleen, just do me a favor and CC me on it, just so I know where the landmines are in the documents.
No worry.
But Kathleen says there's none, so it's okay. So you don't even have to bother to look.
See, that's that. You took care of everything. I don't even have to let you.
Incremental.
So if that's okay, are we good? Everybody's happy?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.